Hey guys, good morning. I'm getting ready to plant some more hydrangeas in my garden today. You might recognize this flower bed. I've planted pretty much annuals in this spot for the last couple of years, and it's been really fun to experiment with some color and texture, but I was ready for something a little bit more permanent. So these are called firelight hydrangeas. They're a type of paniculata, which paniculators as a whole are really easy maintenance hydrangeas. They're really winter hardy. Like, I think this is a zone 3 through 8. So, I mean, it can take winter temperatures really low. And paniculatas are the most sun-tolerant hydrangea. And it gets very hot and dry here in Eastern Oregon, and the sun is very intense, but paniculatas handle it very well. You might be familiar with the limelight hydrangea, super popular, beautiful hydrangea. I have some planted in another area of my garden. But the thing about firelight is that they bloom a lot earlier in the season than the limelight. So if you live in an area with more mild temperatures, like cooler nights, cooler summers, this one will bloom a lot earlier for you so you can enjoy it throughout the season. And then it starts coloring up, like the blooms start changing. So it comes out with creamy white blooms in the very beginning. And then as soon as the nighttime temperatures start to drop even a little bit, it triggers the color change in the blooms, and they really quickly turn into a vivid, reddish pink. It's a very beautiful show. So I'm really excited to see what this hedge looks like. Now, they do grow quite large, so they grow 6 to 8 feet tall and wide. Now, that's if you just kind of let them do their thing. You might be thinking I'm crazy because this is only about 4 feet wide or so. We are planning on extending these flower beds quite far, maybe next year. So I know that this is going to be my background, kind of the backdrop hedge. And you can size control them a little bit. That's the other thing about having a hydrangea that blooms on new wood. You can go in early spring when they just start to bud up, and you can cut them back. It's actually good for the plant. It keeps them really strong. But firelight stems are really strong just on their own, even stronger than the limelights. So now I want to get all of these in the ground. I am going to be using a little bit of this Biotone starter fertilizer in each of the holes, but no compost, nothing else. And then I do have to run some new irrigation. This did have drip lines in it, but they were kind of old and all the emitters were really caked with hard water. So we'll run a new water line, and then I'm going to be putting probably 2 2-gallon-per-hour emitters on each one of these hydrangea root balls so I can make sure to keep them very well hydrated. So we've got them all in the ground, and I ran all the irrigation. So like I said, I did 2 2-gallon-per-hour emitters to each root ball, and I find that's what they need here in our hot, dry climate. In fact, we run our drips every single day for about an hour when the temperatures go above 100. And that's what keeps them looking really, really nice. And you'll have to adjust that depending on your weather, your region, and kind of, what they typically like. And you can ask somebody at your local garden center and kind of get their recommendation for that. If you notice your hydrangea blooms turning brown later in the summer rather than turning the color they're supposed to, that means your hydrangea is not getting enough water. So that's just something to be mindful of. And I think this is going to be a glorious hedge of hydrangeas, but I also feel that the firelight hydrangea would be a gorgeous specimen plant. So if you don't have, this much space to fill, or you just want to have one to enjoy, it's, a big enough shrub that it'll look gorgeous. But I do have a chart that's super handy that shows a whole bunch of different paniculata hydrangeas and what time of the year they start to bloom. So you can see here in the very early category, there's quickfire, little quickfire, bobo, and firelight, and it shows kind of their different growth habits, which is super helpful. Then you've got your early category, which is Pinky Winky, and then mid-season bloomers are your Zinfandel, Little Lime, and Limelight. So that's it, you guys. Hope you enjoyed seeing this hedge come in, and I hope you are going to enjoy the progress shots that we'll give you throughout the season, because I think that is when it's going to get really amazing. Thanks, guys, so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.